Hello and welcome. We are diving deep into giant preview. You're watching the actual gameplay for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And I just want to talk about this loading screen before we even get started. They're really keeping it to the traditional form. So anybody that's high in making sure that remakes stick to what the game was, looks like they're doing that. Like very much. And I'm gonna do some comparisons and breakdowns as well. But man, it is looking sharp as far as visuals. The gameplay feels fluid as far as everything we see. And of course, all the injuries. You see whoever's playing has been getting shot a lot. Hello, welcome to Metal Gear Explained. I just dropped a video excited about the Tokyo Game Show preview gameplay if you want to watch that. But this one is going to dive into this gameplay preview, the details of everything for the actual Hotline show, which is a Metal Gear show where they discuss everything about Metal Gear. They get into so many details that we're going to basically uncover ourselves right now and kind of just take you through that journey so you can know what to expect and see exactly what they're offering with this brand new breakdown. But man, it looks really good. And even this, we've seen this trailer 1,000 times, the original reveal, but now you're getting the full experience with the credits of the people who designed the game. And then they also give Kojima credit if you didn't catch it. The original creator, basically original, which is Kojima's work with his company and Konami as well. So top tier stuff. It looks really solid. This is what you're probably going to play if you do go to Tokyo Game Show. And we're going to discuss the major details of things that they basically revealed and that they're explaining and saying so far about the game. We're going to dive in. And just in case if you didn't see what they did or watch that show, I want to briefly give you a quick look, but we want to stick to this gameplay, don't we, folks? You're watching uncut footage of all of the details. See right here, Snake smoking a cigar. We know what happens. He throws it away. For those that are new to the series, apologies. Get excited. I'm not going to spoil the main story, but simple things like him being a badass here. Pretty fun stuff. I do have giveaways for this. I'm excited. I want to share game with the community, get as many people the game. So super hyped. Again, this is all in Japanese, so I will not be having the audio. It sounds good, I can say, from me playing the game originally in Japanese to hearing this, pretty much identical. Can't catch any differences. Of course, we're listening to this through YouTube and different things like that. So okay, so let's take a quick look at this hotline. This is going to be a deep dive into a lot of what they were saying and what they were discussing. Introduce themselves, and if you don't know who these people are, you have the main producer and a gentleman who's worked, and this is a gentleman who's worked in majority of the games as well. So these guys are well versed in the Metal Gear world, let's just say. So they get into a lot of it and they discuss all the details of basically everything, answering questions from the community. And we're going to get into the questions and get into just like the realness of them trying to get this feedback and not holding back from all of it, which I think is such a cool show. Or people need to do it. And I'm just letting you see who they are before I get into it. And so let's get into the good stuff, folks. All right, so we're gonna go into what they presented, and there is an English translation here, so this is from them directly, so I don't think it's badly translated. But basically, they had positive opinions. They said the faithful recreation down to the fine details. That's a good thing. Amazing graphics and visuals. Now you can move while you crawl, which is good. Controls very smooth, easy to see and love respect for the original. So like that. The negatives, it said, and this is kind of like a controversial thing because one person is saying they love that they're keeping it faithful, and then someone else, this is like a normal thing that happens on YouTube. Someone else, it's too close to the original, doesn't feel fresh. And I'm not gonna make fun of you guys. I know you're in my video as well, but like, dude, what do you want? One person is excited that it's faithful, they will get mad if it isn't. Then another person gets mad that it isn't original, it isn't changing anything. It's a remake. It's like, if you're gonna remake something, shouldn't you stay true to it? I don't know. Anyways, then it says outdated loading screen between areas. This is true. It's actually feedback that I would give. I'm more in the modern version of like, I just want everything modernized. That's a whole nother video one day. And then of course, few notable new features or content. They kind of try to say there's nothing new in here. I'm going to kind of skim through some quick screens and talk about this right here. The most important conversation. When is this game releasing? And I'm going to choke up here laughing, but the developers are hard at work, basically, he said, and they want to make sure that everything is done right. So they're going to take their time. But no official release date on that day. They wouldn't release it on the show. I would assume they'll release it at Tokyo Game Show as the big reveal, and that'd be awesome. Then they asked the gentleman to the opposite. I'm sorry, no. Then they asked about the volume 2 of the Master Collection, which we know volume 1 was awesome, but it did have some bugs and stuff for PC players, and they weren't happy. And for me on the PlayStation 5, it's you can play the game and enjoy it. So it wasn't a big deal. But he basically said, knowing that people really had some issues, rough start with the volume 1, we want to take our time and not repeat the same mistakes. So give us time, basically. Which is the smart thing to say. And then last but not least, they talked about Metal Gear Rising, the spin-off. And he said he works closely for this, and they're looking into it. And it's really a vague thing, but the fact that it even got acknowledged, nice. So that's some of the core details that you guys should be excited for on what they said. But I'm going to go deeper into a lot of these type of questions and conversations and things from there. They talked about the media. They said they wanted to give you guys those opinions and share exactly what it is. And they basically made sure to keep the game true, regardless of people's opinions. I want to stay true to the game because they feel like it's a masterpiece, and they just want to introduce it to new people with the new graphics and new mechanics added to the experience. So that is very good, and that's why they're staying very true to the game. And so that's amazing, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because if not, people would rip them apart for basically destroying what was a masterpiece. In my view, it's a masterpiece, so definitely prefer them not to destroy it. And they probably wouldn't, because it's hard to mess up something that good. I don't know. That's a different conversation. Then they also reaffirmed that the original credits are going to be in the game. They said that that is important. Hideo Kojima game is important. All of that is true to him and to Future as well, because Konami is the one who worked on it with him. He wasn't just solo guy who made everything. And so that's cool that they kind of addressed it in their own way. And then of course, unfortunately they don't have to speak about the actual release date, but they said they want to check this parse, fix that, want to work on all those different things to make sure that the game is functioning, flowing properly. And that was kind of where his details were, where he left it pretty vague, but to me, that's perfectly fine. Same thing with the volume 2. Nothing new to speak on that. And then of course, the main thing that I want to talk about, which that was pretty much it for the show, It's a long show, so I'm giving you guys a summary version. But when you watch this footage here, pics look amazing. Um, I don't like comparing and to make it like this one looks better than that. Original was amazing of its time, but we're in 2024. Having this, you know, true full fidelity, amazing lighting, and just visual punching you in the face with greatness is so good, in my personal opinion. And I'm excited to get my hands on this and just to re-experiencing it, knowing now that it is like a full remake. They didn't change anything. You know, it's like, wow. You always dream about games that are old if they can just get modern controls or visuals. This game is actually doing it, and they're not ruining everything in the game. So that's very cool. Last but not least, you guys see all this stuff here is because Tokyo Game Show is on the 26th. By the time you watch this, man, it's gonna be right around the corner, so you're capable of going if you're gonna be there. But if not, I will have you covered with all the details, and I'm probably gonna get some hands-on self or somebody to get hands-on during that. And let's see what happens, guys. It's the goal and the hope and the dream is to make it out to Tokyo myself, or just get someone to check it out, and then also see if I can find another way to get hands-on for you guys to talk about details and express everything for myself. So we'll see about that. Just throw some prayer emojis into the comments. Also, go ahead and enter for the giveaway and all of that good stuff that we got going on. And lock in, man. This channel is going to be ready to go. It's going to be roaring for the next couple weeks, depending on what else they reveal. I'm going to be doing some deep dives into the footage that we're seeing compared to the older one and things like that, kind of going down a rabbit hole. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys. Go check out the video about the Tokyo Game Show. It's a deep dive into that information. Be there.